Hi everyone, welcome back to Faith and Flour. If you're new here, my name is Robin. Today's video is all about habits for a cleaner home. The most popular video on my channel is my weekly cleaning routine. If you haven't seen that, make sure you check it out. I'll have a link for it in the description box below, up in the cards above as well. The reason why that video is so popular is because people intuitively know that creating a routine is the key to having an efficient home and a cleaner home. In today's video, I am going to simplify everything. I am going to break things down into 4 lists for you to help you create your own daily, weekly, monthly, and seasonal cleaning routine. So if you're interested in that, keep watching. Before we get started, I want to talk to you a little bit about how I came up with my own cleaning routine. I was talking with my grandmother, who was born in about 1913, about what life was like when she was growing up. And she talked to me about how in her family, the women, her mom and her sisters and she, had set days for their tasks that they had throughout the week. So laundry back then was much more labor intensive than it is today. So they would generally devote 1 or even 2 days to doing laundry. They had days for going to the market. They had a separate day for other cleaning tasks around the house and a whole separate day for baking. But it just got me thinking about how much sense it makes to establish a routine of my own. I knew that routines were really effective for my children. They really liked knowing what was to be expected, and routines give you a sense of security. Plus, you don't have to recreate the wheel every time you want to clean something. You know how to do it, and so this will just get you one step further to a rote process that will make your life so much more simple. So in thinking about all of those things, I came across this book. This is called Home Comforts by Cheryl Mendelson. I believe it was first published in the 1980s, and it's a great resource. I will have it in my Amazon store, and you can find the link for that in the description box below if you're interested in reading it yourself. I'm going to read a couple clips of it because she does a wonderful job of summarizing all these thoughts I've had regarding developing cleaning routines. Because most human needs are cyclic and recurrent, so is housework. Over and over, you need to sleep, eat, shower, change, laugh, relax, learn, and entertain. Over and over, your home must provide the means for you to do so in comfort and safety. Every family and every household develops its own methods and systems. Beginners in housekeeping are not beginners for long. What seems like a lot to digest when you read about it all at once begins to seem quite manageable in a short time if you take it one step at a time. She also writes, in my experience, the most common cause of dislike of housework is the feeling that the work is never done, that it never gives a sense of satisfaction, completion, and repose. So I want to suggest that a cleaning routine will eliminate that feeling that the work is never done. Because when you establish a routine, it allows you to create a checklist of items that you can complete on a set day or a period of time, giving you clear goals and a sense of accomplishment and completion, which is going to really help you out. Another trap to avoid is that of inflexible standards and unrealistic expectations. So this is where I think a lot of people go off track. A cleaning routine is supposed to be designed to help you. So it's not a strict regimen that you have to adhere to and you're a failure if you don't. It just gives you a way to check off the list of items that you know need to get done in a way that is achievable. I would say that we all have different goals and needs depending on your season of life, the size of your home, how many children you have, and the age of your children. Maybe you have a multi-generational home, and so taking all of these things into account, you will make up your own routine and what seems to work for you. She also writes, when you cannot have everything, establish priorities. Health, safety, and comfort matter more than appearances, clutter, organization, and entertainment. A jumbled closet may distract you, but it is much less urgent than clean sheets, laundry, or meals. Excessive dustiness can be unhealthy as well as uncomfortable. Smeary mirrors usually aren't. Clean the rooms you spend the most time in and those where cleanliness is urgent. So that would be the bedroom, the kitchen, and the bathroom generally. Let everything else go. So if you're in a season of life where you just feel like you can't stay on top of everything, I would focus on those areas. The goal during hard times is to adhere more or less to some workable, minimal routine. If you can still cook simple meals and food preparation areas are safe and sanitary, if everyone has clean clothes, if the bedrooms are dusted, vacuumed, and aired, and the bedding is fresh, you are doing well. With that in mind, I'm going to show you 4 lists. One for your daily, weekly, monthly, and seasonal cleaning routines. And on these lists, feel free to eliminate anything that doesn't pertain to you or that just doesn't matter in this particular season of life that you are in. I will include these lists in the description box for you, or you can take a screenshot of them to keep notes. These are the things on my daily list. If you've watched my channel for any length of time, you'll know that making beds is going to be #1 on my list. I would suggest that if you do nothing else for the rest of the day, you at least make your bed. Your bed is probably the largest piece of furniture in your bedroom, so it can have a huge impact on the appearance of your room. If the rest of your room is fairly neat and clean, an unmade bed will make it look sloppy. However, if your room is not particularly clean or neat and the bed is made, it can have the appearance of a clean room. So you get a high impact for low effort. So definitely start your day by making your bed. Another great habit to establish is to put away clothes that you've worn the previous day if they're clean, and put any dirty clothes in the hamper. This will have a high impact as well and takes almost no time. Rinsing sinks and tubs after you use them will keep them clean for longer, and again, just takes a couple minutes of your time. I also like to wipe down our shower after we use it with a microfiber cloth, and this will really extend the time in between cleaning and is a great habit to establish for keeping your home clean. My husband and I share our bathroom, so whoever takes the last shower will take just a couple minutes to wipe down all of the fixtures with a microfiber cloth, and then we will squeegee the glass doors so that most of the water is removed, and then wipe those down as well. We have hard water, so this helps keep any water spots and hard water stains from building up in those areas. And if that is not an issue for you, it will help with the buildup of soap scum and things like that. So just taking those couple extra moments each day will really go a long way to help keeping your shower clean. Prepare meals and clean up afterward. This seems like a no-brainer, but how many times have you been tempted to leave everything in the kitchen because you want to participate in a more enjoyable task, or you just want to relax after you've eaten? Well, when you do this, you are greeted with a sink full of dirty dishes, you've got splatters on the stove and the countertops, and everything is more difficult to clean because you've allowed it time to harden. So do yourself a favor and tackle those things after dinner whenever possible. Get your family involved in this. My kids and my husband have always put their own dishes in the dishwasher, which really helps out. And then I will load up anything else that needs to go in there and wash anything by hand that I don't want to put in the dishwasher. The sink gets a more thorough scrub down after the last meal of the day, but after each meal, I'm careful to wipe down the stove and the countertops so that when I'm ready to prepare the next meal, I can start with a clean kitchen. Clean the floors in the high traffic areas, and this is one that changes with each season of life. When I had little children, this was a high priority. Nowadays, it doesn't necessarily happen every day, but this is just a quick clean, not a thorough deep cleaning. It's just either sweeping or vacuuming up those areas that are high traffic. So your entryways and usually your kitchen are the areas where there's food on the floor or dirt gets tracked in. So in order to keep your home cleaner longer, attending to these areas daily will really help. The last item in the daily cleaning list is tidying. And so as you can see, this area has to be tidied over and over again, but it's basically cleaning as you go. When you see something is out of place, you simply return it to where it belongs, and the visual clutter is vastly reduced in the home. I also like to include things like straightening up the cushions on the couch, fluffing up the pillows. These are just things that take a couple of minutes but have a high impact once again. They just make the room look tidy. A daily routine resets your home to a level of basic order. Cheryl Mendelson writes, if you stick to your daily routine, your average experience of your home will be of a comfortable degree of order and cleanliness. You'll wake to a fresh home, return to a fresh home after work, and never have to endure a stale bed, crumbs underfoot, sticky tables and counters, sour smells, fetid air, or grubby sinks, tubs, or showers. My weekly cleaning routine list includes these basic items. Laundry. I choose to do laundry in 2 days a week as opposed to a little bit every day, and that's a personal preference. If you'd like a lot more detail on my weekly cleaning routine, then definitely check out that video, which I will have in the description box for you. Today, I'm just going to briefly hit each of the items on my weekly cleaning list to give you an idea so that you can create a list of your own. The first laundry day I use to wash all of our clothes. And I find that doing it just 1 day a week and consolidating each family member's clothing into one helps me conserve energy and conserve water because I can create 4 full loads. I do a load of hot water wash, medium water, and cold water, and I also do a separate load for delicates. Caring for our laundry in this way also extends the life of the fabrics and keeps our clothes looking better longer. Of course, there are great differences of opinion on this subject, so definitely do whatever works for you. Laundry is something that you are going to do each week, and so developing a routine that works for you and your family is very important. Change sheets and towels. This is what I do on my second laundry day. I gather up all of the towels and sheets from our bathrooms and bedrooms and wash them, and then I return them. I like doing it this way even though I have an extra set of sheets and towels for everyone, because that way the whole task gets done in 1 day. I will rotate our sheets and towels every couple of months or so, but on a weekly basis, I feel that this really saves me a lot of time. I don't really love folding sheets, and so this saves that step. Dusting. This is something that has to be done in our home once a week because we have a lot of dark furniture, we have a dog, and we live in a very dry, dusty environment here in Texas. So I will generally make this a very rote process in that I do it the same way each time. I always start at the top and work my way down so that any dust gets knocked to the next level and I don't have to re-clean it. I also created the habit of cleaning in the same pattern, moving around the room in the same order each time. This makes me much more efficient, makes the cleaning go a lot faster, and it also frees up my mind to do other things. So I can enjoy listening to a podcast or an audiobook or watching a YouTube video on my phone or on the television if we have one in the room. Or I can use that time to think on things. I can plan videos or meals or outings or any number of things because my mind isn't occupied with cleaning. It's become rote and it's automatic. Vacuum and mop. This is something that simply has to be done at least once a week in our home. I have allergies, and as you can see, we have a dog and he sheds quite a bit most of the year. We also live in a pretty dusty environment, so I need to attend to this once a week. We also have a Roomba or robot vacuum, which helps me out immensely. I have it set to run in the living room and kitchen 3 times a week, and that helps me keep on top of it in between a more thorough cleaning. One of our sons still lives at home full time, so he helps out with this as well. He vacuums upstairs and the stairway most every week, and that is a huge help too. And once all of the vacuuming is done, I will mop the hardwood floors and the tiles. Bathrooms. This is one area where you might want to create a separate checklist just to make sure you're hitting all of the important areas. Another rule of thumb, which is great to follow, is starting with areas that are cleaner and moving to dirtier areas. With that in mind, I generally start with the mirrors, then I move on to the countertops and the sinks, then the shower and tub areas, then toilets, and then I finish up with vacuuming and mopping the floor. Your weekly routine can assign the chores to different days of the week as it did traditionally, or assign 2 or more weekly chores to the same day. I've talked a lot about the benefits of zone cleaning on my channel. This monthly list and also the seasonal one that I'll show you later in the video have all of the items that would be covered in zone cleaning, but it just presents it in a different way for people who are resistant to zone cleaning and want to have a different method for tackling those items. Clean bedding other than sheets, and so this would be blankets and duvet covers, those sorts of things, and this, along with a few other items that you'll find on the monthly list, could certainly be done seasonally, and that all depends on what matters to you. Cleaning the oven. This is another one that I don't necessarily get to each and every month, but it's on the list to remind me to sort of assess the situation. And so I will do it as it is needed, and usually during the winter time when I'm cooking more things in the oven, it needs to be done a little bit more often. And I get a little break in the summertime when we're using the grill and we're not baking things as much. Clean and organize the refrigerator. This, I would say, belongs on this monthly cleaning list. You could stretch it out a little longer, but I find that the job is definitely easiest when it's done most often. I like to do it when our refrigerator isn't that full, so right before I'm planning to go to the grocery store. A lot of little spills happen that you're not aware of, and there's little crumbs in there and things that can be cleaned out, and nothing gets a chance to build up when you do it often. So do yourself a favor and get to this one pretty regularly. It becomes really easy when you allow it to become a rote process. I just go from shelf to shelf so I don't have to unload the entire refrigerator and then put the whole thing back. That way also, if I get interrupted, it's not a big deal. I just finish up that shelf, close the refrigerator, and I can finish the task later on. Organize cabinets, drawers, and closets. Doing this on a fairly regular basis will help you keep on top of getting rid of things that are empty or expired. You will also know the inventory that you have so that you can add things to your shopping list if necessary. And once in a while, I'll have an idea about how to completely rearrange something so that it's a little more functional. We are on sort of a minimizing journey, and so this is one way for me to sort of peel back another layer and rid our home of things that we aren't using on a regular basis, and either throw things out that are broken or unnecessary, or donate things to people who could benefit from it more than we could. Usually at the same time that I'm checking out the drawer and cabinet situation in the kitchen, I will also wipe down the cabinets. I didn't include this on my monthly list because I feel that it sort of falls in between the monthly cleaning and the seasonal cleaning. So feel free to add it on either list, whichever works best for you. Dust blinds, ceiling fans, and crown molding. This is pretty self-explanatory. You can use whatever tool works for you. I like this extendable duster. It kind of helps me do all of those jobs really thoroughly. this is something that also needs to be done from the top down so that any dust that you are knocking to the ground or the next level can be cleaned off, and that way you don't have to re-clean an area after you've just done it. Seasonal cleaning is what I think most people think of as spring cleaning, or sometimes fall cleaning as well, just once or twice a year when you are doing some major deep cleaning. As I said earlier, wash blankets, comforters, and quilts I included on the monthly cleaning routine list, but you can have it here as well, whatever suits you. Declutter closets and swap out seasonal clothing. Depending on where you live or how you like to manage your wardrobe, you may do this twice a year, or in my case, I do it 4 times a year. I do a 10-item seasonal capsule wardrobe, so I swap things out with each season, and at that time I assess my clothing, I donate or throw away anything that doesn't suit my wardrobe anymore. That is the perfect time for me to declutter my closet and reorganize things. Clean chandeliers and light fixtures. This is something that I do at least once a year during spring cleaning. It's just a great way to get rid of a buildup of dust. In certain cases, if you have chandeliers or light fixtures in the kitchen, there could be some cooking grease that you would have to deal with. It can make a huge difference. You will definitely notice when you turn the lights on after you've given them a nice cleaning, and maintaining them this way, because these items are often rather pricey, is definitely a good thing for your home. Cleaning the garage. This is another one of those spring cleaning items in our home. My husband maintains the garage throughout the year, but around once a year in the spring, we like to get together and really do a big decluttering of our garage, assessing things, making sure that we're not storing things that we don't plan to use again. That will clear up a lot of space and make the garage a lot more easier to use and functional. Plus, it just looks a lot better. While we have everything out of the garage after we declutter, we give it a really thorough cleaning. Clean underneath heavy furniture and appliances. So what you see me doing here is just giving this chair in our bedroom a thorough cleaning. I would include this with that, but also getting help from your spouse or someone else to move furniture aside so that you can clean the floor well underneath. And then when it comes to the appliances, pulling out refrigerators, washers, and dryers so that you can reach behind and underneath is a great thing to do once or twice a year. Clean curtains. In our home, the drapes that we have are fairly heavy and would definitely require dry cleaning if I wish to clean them that way. I choose just to vacuum them thoroughly, probably at least twice a year and maybe closer to 4 times a year, depending. That will remove the dust and it seems to keep them fairly clean. But if you have curtains that you can actually wash in your machine, I would definitely recommend doing that on a seasonal basis. Clean windows and screens. Again, this is something we do in the spring and again in the fall. My husband and I work together, him on the outside and me on the inside, and we get every window in our home. We do have a dog, so there are nose prints from his level on down on the main living area in our living room and kitchen, so I do have to touch those up in between, but we do the thorough inside and out cleaning twice a year. We also do the screens at that time. Our screens are all on the inside of our house, so they don't get super dirty, which is really nice, but they do collect dust, so we take those down. I use my vacuum to remove as much dust as possible, and then I clean them even more thoroughly with a damp microfiber cloth. And there you have it. That is my list for your daily, weekly, monthly, and seasonal cleaning routine. As I said before, feel free to add or subtract from any of these things to make it your own. It's all about customizing it for your home, your family, and the season of life that you're currently in. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, be sure to give me a thumbs up. And if you're new here, I want to invite you to subscribe. I have lots more videos on cleaning as well as many other topics, and we would love to have you join our Faith and Flour community. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I really look forward to talking with you in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a wonderful week.